Okay, I'm wondering how many of you want to know how to express yourself authentically, both online, one-on-one with others, and also in group settings. So this is something that I've been curious about for a really long time and have struggled with. It's like I would feel a certain way and I'd just be like, why am I feeling this certain way when I'm connecting or when I'm sharing certain types of thoughts, especially ones that go against the norm or the general narrative of the group. And what I found is that it all comes down to your attachment style. So there's 4 different types of attachment styles. And basically what is happening is that we have a belief system ingrained in us of how we believe in love and connection that's rooted basically just by how our caregivers raised us from and bonded with us from the ages of 0 to 2. And there's subconscious belief systems around this because you may consciously actually not believe them, but your body is physically trained in these attachment styles based on your experiences as a baby and a toddler. So that's where it gets a little confusing. But the really cool thing, and what I'm most fascinated about, is when you experience something in your reality. So say you go to share yourself online, you go to connect in person, and you feel things in your body and your brain starts running, like something feels off. That is an indication of a subconscious thought that wants your attention and awareness. That's literally it. It's actually a gift. And instead of pushing down these feelings we start feeling in our body and we allow them to arise and we start to understand in our conscious awareness, we can identify what's happening with a very curious mind and a lot of honesty with ourselves and know that this is completely normal. I have to say, so out of the 4 attachment styles, the secure attachment is like less than half of the population. So this is a very common thing. This is happening to most people, even though you would never know it. Because what happens is we fear connection and belonging with others, and we start to self-censor, self-abandon, and we don't share our uniqueness with the world. And we go on feeling unseen, unheard. And when that's all we really want out of life is just authentic connection. And to have authentic connection, we have to be authentic. So we have to address the feelings that arise when we go to connect. And generally what happens, depending on your attachment style, if we drill down to that belief system around connection and love, basically we start to look at things that like aren't really pleasant to look at. Sometimes they're kind of, they don't feel good. And that's why we have to have an open heart and an open mind to be able to look at these things about ourselves. But basically, we want to reprogram our belief systems to a more secure place. I'm not going to go into detail on all the attachment styles today. There's a great book called Attach that goes into them. But ultimately, we want to retrain our brain to a place of, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of having my needs met by others. And I am able to get my own needs met. And these are so important because when we don't feel these things, our actions are not aligned with those feelings. And that's when you start to feel like people aren't authentic online. And ultimately, when you start to feel that, or even in real life, you kind of question your own sense of authenticity. And so if we can start with our belief system around love and connection, and when we can, with an honest, open mind, look at our internal belief systems and where we need to have some work, we can literally reprogram our brain to a new belief system. And when we reprogram the belief system, our bodies change. So we're no longer dealing with that feeling of like, I gotta get out of here, or shame, like that red hot shame. Or getting mad at others, like, oh my God, you're never gonna see me, and getting mad and projecting. All of these things start to change and we start to pull ourselves up into higher places of being. But it all starts back at that root. Even if you consciously look at it and you're like, yeah, I'm worthy of love. But do you really feel worthy of love? Because if you really felt worthy of love, you wouldn't feel shame in your body. So that's where it all starts. It's this mind feeling state. So mind body, it's going to keep looping until you address it head on. The great news is we can reprogram. And what I found super empowering for myself is to learn how to feel my own presence through both meditation and taking more pauses in between activities, really having boundaries around being online on social media, answering texts and emails, and really tapping and bringing my energy inward and getting used to what it feels like to feel my own heart. When I say feel my own heart, I mean the presence of just being me without doing anything. When I can rein it in from that place, I feel incredibly grounded, clear-headed, and able to take action from a higher state of being. And ultimately, when we take action from an aligned, higher place of being, it doesn't matter what we put out into the world, because we know that it is our own value. And we believe in ourselves that much to be seen, no matter what it is, because we can't ever be abandoned, not connected, because we're connected with ourselves. And it all starts with a cultivation of internal presence. And I've discovered some incredible meditations. Sarah Blondin has the most beautiful heart, the most beautiful meditations, and I want to share those as well. They've been incredibly helpful for me. And my only hope in sharing this video is to empower you, one, by knowing that this is completely normal. Feelings are completely normal. And the world needs our light. It needs our difference in points of view, in creativity, our uniqueness. And I just want to empower you to be more of you and to know that you are worthy of love. You will have all of your needs met if you can believe it for yourself.